Good morning, good morning, good morning. Get my camera on here. How's everybody doing this morning? I guess it might be evening for you or any other time of day. We have Silvana here, our tech goddess in the house. 7 a.m. here. Interesting. Oh, Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Okay, so we are just going to wait a minute or so for folks to jump on. Today is Creation Day. So, how fun is that? We get to start actually getting this beast ready to get to market. So super, super, super fun. I apologize that I don't have music. I spent a little bit of my morning making us a great playlist and did a poll in the group, created a poll in Zoom. I have no sound on my phone. So apparently we are not meant to have music today. And I do have a speaker, nothing's working. So here we are. I'll sing. If we get bored, I'll sing. Okay. Maybe Silvana and I can sing together. So as you're joining, just let me know. Okay, first things first, I have to remind you that if you are on camera, you will be on the replay. You'll be seen on the replay. So if you don't want that to happen, just flick your camera off. It's no big deal. And if you ask a question and you want to be on camera so that you can actually be face to face with someone, then go ahead and do that. What else? It throws me off when I can't see eyeballs. As a manifesting generator, it really throws me off when I can't see eyeballs. So I'm going to try to find, actually, I'm going to put it on speaker view right now for the replay. There we go. Okay, so let me know in the chat as you're joining what your type is, what your human design type is, whatever you want to tell us about your type. Just, I find it interesting with co-working sessions because I feel like a lot of us either love them or hate them. And I have a theory in my business how it works out with people coming to these things. I would love to know if you love them or hate them along with your type. I guess if you hate them, you wouldn't be here unless you didn't know it was a co-working session. So today and Thursday will definitely be co-working. We're going to do a little bit of stuff first, but we'll definitely be co-working, tapping into each other's energy, getting the things done, and maybe the next call after that. It just depends on how far along we are on creating our reports, because the goal of these sessions is to actually have the report ready to market. So we are going to work together, tap into whatever energy you need when it's a lot. So I have a lot of sacral energy in my body today. I don't know what exactly is happening, but something is happening. And I have moved my body as much as I possibly can this morning, and there's still a lot there. So if you're non-sacral and it's bugging you, I really apologize, but I can't leave. I'm here for the next hour or so. So you got me. Okay, so the music is not an issue because we can't play it anyway. So you can play music in your own background. You're muted, so you can play music in your own background if you need it to work or if you want it to work. I would love to ask you on a scale of 1 to 5, how ready do you feel to create your report, to actually be here creating the thing? 1 is I still have no idea where to start. 5 is I could have written this thing in my sleep last night. And I'm just going to look at the chat and see where we're at for this. Oh, 5. I love a 5. Well, lots of 5s. Wow, this is exciting. Oh, I wish I had a song ready to play. Look at all the 5s. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And it's okay if you're not a 5. If you're a 2, 3, 4, a 1, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We will get there. So what I'm going to offer is that if you are feeling like you're still not ready to start, after Silvana walks us through, like, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to hit this button and this is how you create your report, because that's how my brain needs to hear it. Then I can get into a room if there's some people who want to chat, or we can just chat quietly. You can turn the volume off. Other people can turn the volume off if it's distracting you, if you want to really work more on like, what's the concept for my report here, okay? And I would love to know if you are a 1 or a 2, what is it that you feel is missing? What do you feel that you need in order to move forward? I guess if you knew, you'd be moving forward, right? But sometimes it's that, oh gosh, I just need an idea for this, or I just don't know where this piece fits in. What I would love for you to embrace is the dipped energy today. So today and in your business in general, dipped is, I'll type it into the chat so you can see what I mean. Does anybody know what I mean when I say dipped? Done is better than perfect. It doesn't technically spell dipped, but close enough. So you can always go back and revisit your report later. The goal of this 21-day experience is to get something ready, and you can change it later. Just know, I'm going to swear, okay? So just know that I will be on your ass to find out if you actually published your report. So you don't get a pass saying, oh no, I'm still working on it. And 6 months later, you're still working on your report, not getting it done, because I will be hunting you down. I'll be like, okay, where is that report that we said that we were going to get ready? And let's get selling this report, or let's get giving this report to the world. Oh, and I have a secret, and it really is a secret. And as fate would have it, Savannah's eyeballs are like looking right at me. So I might get into trouble. I don't even know. But I overheard that they're working on the migration tool right now too. So I know that they're busy. I don't even know if they're sleeping, to be honest with you, this little tech team. So for those of us that have reports, I know that's a question that comes up lots. For those of us that have reports already done, just know that they're working really, really hard behind the scenes to get that ready for us so that we can transfer our reports over, okay? Doesn't mean you can't create something else in the meantime. You can always create something else in the meantime. Okay, I'm going to invite you into just a little bit of a grounding practice, as much because I need it as you may need it as we get ready to start this report creation. So I would love to have music for you, but I don't. So just pretend that there's beautiful humming frequency sounds in the background, birds chirping, whatever. And we're just going to repeat 7 phrases. I'll say them and give you time to kind of say them in your head, okay? Ah, so a couple of nice big deep breaths. I contribute. I am worthy of an abundant life. My creation serves the world. What I have to share is of value. People need what I have. When I stand in my power, I call my people to me. At this very moment, someone is praying for the solution that I offer. And you can choose praying to be whatever it is in your world. I'm just going to go through them one more time. I contribute. I am worthy of an abundant life. My creation serves the world. What I have to share is of value. People need what I have. When I stand in my power, I call my people to me. At this very moment, someone is praying for the solution that I offer. All right, I hope that you feel that in your bones and that you know that you are here for a reason, and we need the work that you're going to do in this report and the rest of your business. So I am going to hand it over to Savannah. She's going to share her screen and walk us through how to actually hit go on this report that you're building.
Thank you, Vicky. You see my nice screen? Yes.
I can see it.
Thank you. Okay. If you complete new in my reading reports, you can create at first a branding kit. That means you can upload your logo, your brand colors, your fonts you want to use, graphics, and photos, what you want. So you can use it again and again and in your report. If you create complete new report, you have to click create new, give them a nice name, can enter a description if you want, and choose your language. And now you can say, is it a A4 or US letter? And now you have, great. Here in the left side, you have nice templates you can use with one click. So you have an easy way, a nice page. Maybe you want this. Then you have a nice cover or about me page, a chart page. So it's the easy way to create a report if you have absolute no idea how to begin. And if you want a type page, you can click here. And now you have to make it visible for the type manifestor. And then the report PDF generate this page for the type manifestor. If you have created all the content you need for the manifestor, you can duplicate the page and change to generator. And this you have to do for all the types. So here you have an example for center page. That's the same way. You make it visible for the okay, that was undefined centers and circle. And now you have to make this for all center you want. Okay. And now you know how to create pages for special types, center, gates, whatever you want. Here you have example for channels. Then you have to say, okay, that's channel 1.4. So everybody understood what I mean, I think.
We have a couple of questions here, Sylvana.
For this, okay.
One is from Stacy. Can we upload our own brand fonts? Our brand fonts are not among the included
We are
ones.
working on this. I think this week we have this function.
There you go. Are we supposed to have access to the new report? I got to test it a couple weeks ago, but I don't see it in my account.
I'm sorry, what have you tested?
Someone is saying that she had access to the test of the new reports, but she doesn't see it on her account when she logs in.
That was just the test report, sorry. That was just to test.
Yeah,
I hope it's not the content you need.
So she's saying that she doesn't see any of what you're seeing right now when she logs into her account.
So let me explain. Hello. So these reports that was available for testing has been removed, and you can access new reports either by creating them, because when you create a new report, it will be using a new report tool, or you can just use from available report templates in my reading reports page.
Okay, thank you, Olga. She's saying that she sees that now, that she started one from scratch. Okay, one more question. And then we're going to have the opportunity to, I think that I can create a breakout room and put people in with Sylvana and Algus if you have something more in depth that you want to cover that you're not having trouble getting started here. So someone is saying, I see a different layout when I log in. Is this updated version already live? Or are we looking at an environment that's not live yet? It's definitely live. But Astrid is saying she doesn't see it.
So after you click create new report, you definitely will see new report. But don't forget that if you have any new, any old reports, they will be still using old report too, because we haven't migrated old reports yet.
Okay, and then one more. If we're working in another language, it works the same, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You select the language you want.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Sylvana.
you.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, no problem. Okay, here you have the text with, now we have more than 800 fonts for you. Really nice. Here you see the blanket you create before, if you have. And now you can use all your content with one click you need. Your fonts, your colors, your graphics. Okay. Here you can create a chart page. If you want to make it easy, you can click here. And this is the chart you create in My Chart Design. This is the chart what you see on your web page. You can use the single parts of the chart if you want. Here you have the gates. The arrows. So you can be very creative, I think. And if you want, you can use background. Maybe this. Make it in the color you want. And make it nice. Great. On templates, we have also the complete chart if you want, and in this, you can change so much more. You can say, okay, I want all the planets we have, or maybe you say, no, Kaya and Lily, I don't want to have, you can delete. You can change here the font color, and so on. So here you have the shortcuts. That means if you have here the shortcut for the full name, you get in the report the full name. If you have the shortcut for the type, you get the type generator, MG, and so on. In the shortcut option, you can select if you want to have the label, that means generator and so on, or you want to have the description. If you want to have the description, make sure that in your language you use, you have a description. If you see this nice green icon you have, this is the content you get here. Is in your language no content, it's not possible to use it in a report. Nice. Also, we have now nice shapes. You can change in the color. Make it nice. And that's my personal highlight. Now we have image frames. And here we have so much images for you. You can use, put it in a frame, change the size and the position you want. So. And of course, we have some nice human design frames for you. So you can use something like this and use a nice image. Of course, we have also many graphics for you for human design. Example here for the center, the graphics you can change in every color you want. And because it's a vector graphic, that means in every side is a perfect quality in PDF, not like Pixel. Okay, I think for the first step that's enough, or we have question, Vicky?
Yeah, there's questions. The Karen Curry Parker report, where will that be? Will it be added to this new system?
Yes, but please don't ask me.
Okay, so the answer to that question, Olga, is yes. TBD.
So this will be released at same time as we finish our migration system. Then we will release current report again.
Thank you. Okay, so there's another question. I'm working through my certification. When you say report, does this mean? Oh, okay, so Blue Star. This is a question for me, I believe. You don't. Okay, so let's. Where am I going to start?
One thing I want to explain. We have, of course, some nice templates for you. If you don't want to start from zero, example, we have a 70-page report with content. You can use if you want to start. Then you click, you click here and say, okay, I want it in A4 or I want it in US letter. Click install. And then you have complete ready if you want with content. And then we have with dummy text some templates. And of course, the lead magnet complete ready to use. That's the simple way. Thank you, Vicky.
Yes, and thank you. So you could start there. You can start with one of these things if you need something to get you started. Start there, and you can always edit the language if you want to. But we don't have to come up with something completely new. We don't have to reinvent the wheel here, because remember that your people, we talked about this on the last call, I think, Blue Star. So your people are newer to human design. So you're bringing them human design. And I mean, human design is like a drop in the bucket. I know that sometimes we can feel like it's saturated and it's everywhere and all that stuff, but that's because we surround ourselves with human design people and we are so immersed in it. But your people really haven't had that experience yet. So Blue Star, something that you could do is integrate a little bit of your energy healing work into your report. Like, how do you see it specifically affecting a generator or a manifesting generator or whatever? Chris, I see your hand. I'm just going to go through this chat and then, okay. So Sylvana, this is probably for you. Do both already created charts and create your own chart? I don't understand this question. Can you see it? Do both already created charts and create your own chart part self-populatable?
I think this is about designs that created in design tool. So yes, everything will be transferred to report tool automatically. All chart parts with your settings. So yeah.
Thank you. This is not the tool of 2 years ago. Yes, if you know, you know, Amy says. Yes, amazing. It's crazy. It's crazy how fast these guys have worked. Chris is asking, are we able to create our own short codes? Yes. Correct, Sylvana? That's no?
Yes, and custom properties you can create, but it's better you give it to us. We create it for you and test before.
Okay, thank you. So someone's asking the Karen's QHD report will be available at some point in the future. We don't know exactly when yet. And Kathy is commenting, rightfully so, that it only allows so much editing. So that's something to be aware of if you're going to use that. Okay, so Claudia is saying you can get inspired with report information, write your own words. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Use it to start. So if you have a question about creating your own short codes, I'm going to suggest that you chat directly with Algus or Sylvana in the chat about that, because then we'll get the co-working started and they'll help you with that. Are the template reports you showed us customizable? Holy, there's a lot of questions here. Yes.
Both.
Yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. I'll find out that question about the translation. Okay. I'm going to open this up for Chris. Can you ask your question? I'll just keep going through this chat here and then we'll get going with working.
Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. I would like to connect with Algus or Savannah about the custom codes, short codes. That's what my question was about. Thank you for coming back to me.
Thank you.
Okay, that's weird. Someone's saying we cannot select individuals to chat with. Huh. Okay. I'm going to, are there any other like open questions for Sylvana and Algus while we have them before we start to work? And then what I'm going to do is pop them into tech room. I know that so Algus said to me this morning, this is not tech, this is, and I'm like, oh, you don't know. You don't know how it feels for us. Because these guys, like, they do this all day long and it's so, so good. What does A4 mean? Someone's asking.
Yeah, that's the format we use in Europe. It's not the same size page.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we will go ahead and start co-working because we have 35 minutes together, and I am going to, in the background, pop Algus and Sylvana into a room, and then you'll see if all goes well and the creek don't rise, you'll see the opportunity to join them there if you have other tech questions that you want to dive in with them on. And I'll be in the main room so that if you have questions about content or anything like that, I'm going to make a suggestion if you're having a hard time getting started, that you start with what's easiest. Take the path of least resistance. Like, I mean, there is the whole Brian Tracy, eat that frog and like do the hardest thing first, but we don't need to hurt our brains really when we want to start with our creativity. So honor your own creativity, go with what's alive for you right now. If you can't wait to get in there and play with the human design chart and all that pretty stuff that Sylvana was showing us, do that. But if you want to start with your content, I'm just throwing stuff out here. The other thing that you could do is set it all up with the template pages that Sylvana showed us, get that all in there so that you can look at it. You can kind of take a step back and look at it, preview it a few times, and then go in and start to play with the languaging and things like that. So it's just diving in, getting it done, but I will be here for you. See, I have that song playing in my head now because it was on our playlist. I'll be here for you, but we don't have any music. Okay, so I am going to just possibly start a breakout room for tech support. Oh, look at this. This is actually working.
Yay.
It's always a surprise. Okay, so I just assigned can you see that, Algus and Sylvana? Did you get an invite to that room? There's a lot of people asking about paper size, Europe, UK paper size, and I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
It's best to Google that stuff. It is a specific size of paper. That's all it is. It's not a quality or any of that stuff. So double check with your printer and what you want what size you want printed.
Thank you, Chris. Sylvana, can you see the breakout room? Did you get invited to a breakout room?
I don't see.
Well,
I don't see anything.
okay. It gives me, okay. I'm going to try this. If I break it.
Oh no, I see.
You see? Okay. There.
I go. So,
So,
goodbye.
and I'm just gonna pick Chris, since you're right here. Do you see the option to join the breakout room if you want to?
I do not know.
Well, lovely.
Vicky, I think it's
Option.
you create it and then it comes up. I'm just thinking I've done it before where you create the option and people can self-assign.
Okay.
It's a little bit different to how you'd normally do it. I'm
Yeah,
just trying
all
to
I'm
see if I can
seeing is
remember.
either unassigned or assigned to. But if I assign, they'll move over, right?
May I make a suggestion?
Yes, please do.
If you create the breakout room and assign it to August and Sylvana, and then all the rest of us who choose to join, if we use the reaction and then raise hand, then you can right click each one of us with a raised hand.
Cool, thank you.
Room.
That's the part I'm missing. Thank you. Okay, so if you raise hand.
Vicky,
Yes.
I can make a suggestion on that as well. When you make the breakout room, it'll pop up and then on our screens to join the breakout room or not join the breakout room, and whoever wants to can just click on it and the rest of us don't click.
It didn't do that though. The breakout room's already created.
I think that pops up when you send us to the breakout room. So like if you sent us all to that room or something, then
Okay.
we'd have the ability to either accept or decline.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to put everybody in there, okay? I thank you for your patience, you guys. I've only ever done this
It's a third line day.
manual. Great. Fantastic. Just what I needed. Okay. Room 1.
Everything is happening for us.
That's right. Okay, go guys. I'm assigning you all to room 1, but you'll have to get out or not accept it if you don't want to be there with tech questions, okay? If you'd rather continue this with me, then stay here. Oy, oy, oy. Is it working? Okay, Lori, I don't know if you're driving or not. Oh, I think I might have just popped you in.
What it did is it gave me the option, and I just clicked "Don't join" because since I'm in my car, I'm not going to go ask tech questions.
No, come on. It's probably because you're just enjoying being with me so much in this chaos.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's how it's working. So we will assign everyone. It has to be one by one, apparently. Thank you for all your help, everyone. And if you don't want to be in, just refuse. But if you want to be in, off you go. And Algus and Sylvana will take really good care of you.
So just so you know, it came up for me as an option. It's for me to join that room that you created, and I just clicked "Not join." And then now there's those 4 little squares that if I changed my mind and thought, oh, I do have a tech question, I can tap the little blocks up in the left to join that breakout room if I wanted to now. Just so you know, it came up for me as an option to join or not join.
Excellent. Thank you for that. That's what I was hoping. That in my vision earlier this morning, this is exactly how it was working, that people would have the option, but
Yeah, it gives you an option to say not now. It just came up for me now. Not now, and then it says you can join it over here. So you can go back. I think it's obviously just making its rounds to everybody.
Okay, cool. If I missed you, let me know, Claudia. There's only one room. And it's named room 1. The rest of us are just going to stay here and figure this out. Okay. All right. And we still have Mercury retrograde. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just checking the chat one last time. All right. I really wish that we could have music here, you guys, but maybe you can turn on music for yourself. I will mute myself and start to work as well. Yes, there's full moon. It's like it's Uranus conjunct Taurus. The only time in my life this is happening, and I'm a Taurus, and it happened the last 2 days, which we know was like a lot longer than the last 2 days. So I'm gonna mute myself so that we can all work. And if you have a question, just unmute or pop it in the chat. I'll keep an eye there, okay?
Vicky,
Yeah.
I do have a quick question.
Mhm.
I don't know if this was maybe more a specific question for tech. So just to understand, you know, your custom fields where you can start creating your own language and tweaking it, which is something I'm starting to do. And I've just recently discovered Bodygraph and enjoyed, so this is a whole new thing for me. Are you able to, when you're creating these reports, are you able to pull that language that you've created? Or pull from that language that you've created? Is that what the short codes are? Is this a techie question?
Yeah, I
Of
believe
course, I
so,
see
because-
Amy's nodding like furiously there in the background.
Okay, yeah, and Amy has a lot of
Amy.
practice.
Okay, Amy,
the
come on,
old
tell
Don't
us.
system-
want
Did
to
you
use
give
the
him...
short codes. They've said over and over, don't use the short codes to create.
No,
your
I heard
report.
that. I heard that, but I'm just trying to understand something further. Amy, do you want to just...
I just made I copied English and named it my business so that I could keep
Yeah.
it straight and just rewrote everything.
That's what I'm doing as well.
And then
Yeah.
I have individual pages of all of that content. Like
That you've created as templates, almost like the templated documents. Okay, so that's the difference. So you, because that's what I'm trying to understand, because I'm creating a template now and I've been playing around with what's originally there. But basically the ideal thing is actually just to create, this is perhaps the mountain that everybody's struggling to climb over, is this templated documents that you've got to create so that you can then use your own templates in essence. Okay.
and then
Makes
once I finish, I still have 30 gates to go.
You still got what?
30 gates of single page. I have like a 100-page report. And once I finish that, then I will copy my English language when I like it all and make like a child oriented, like if it's for a kid report.
Oh yes, I
language.
heard you on the, I was like, wow, someone's
like,
definitely a generator. Yeah.
3-5 generator. I just actually deleted 10 of my reports in my thing. It's crazy.
No, I'm a 5-2 projector and I've got a defined heart center. So for me, it's short, sharp bursts.
Amy, did you do that in the new system? Because that's what I did in the old system. I'm waiting for the migration before I start playing.
Well, so what I did is when the new system came out, I immediately created a test, did not do any training because that is how my 3-5 works.
Same.
I just like tried to break everything. And so I have a new one ready to go, but I'm finishing that 120-page report in the old one.
Right.
Then I'm also going in and setting up my templates in the new system so that when I need to create new stuff, it's already there because, you know, I don't know if anybody else did this before this existed. I had a report in Canva that was like 25 pages and I would manually copy paste all of my content that I made into it. So when the first new tool came out, which like 2 years ago, I don't know who was here then, it was not this easy. And then when this last iteration, or maybe 2 ago, came out, I couldn't make it look like Canva. So this one is just like, I'm like high on life because I can make it look exactly like my old one. I just have to tweak a little, spend the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're doing great. Look at all the report. I mean, it's amazing what you're doing in your business. Crazy. Okay.
If anyone has like weird, not techie questions, but like, how would I do this in real life? I'm happy if people reach out. Like, I've screwed everything up so far.
Sorry, I'm just reading the chat, Amy, as we go through. Okay. All right. All good to start creating. I'm really having a hard time not like opening this up so I can see everybody's faces and see who's like sitting in the muck of it and who's actually, but I don't want to do that for the replay. So just pop in the chat there. Amy, is
I
that
just
you?
want to answer a question that I just had August answer for me the other day because I was throwing a tantrum. The graphics section is meant for only SVG files. So it's counterintuitive for me. My graphics are the things that are PNGs. So anything that you've created that's a PNG or a JPEG or whatever I don't know if there's a limitation. He said they're updating with a little note to say which can go where, but all of that stuff goes under photos. So graphics is misleading unless you are like an actual graphic designer who's making SVG files. You're probably not using that section in the brand kit is what we're talking about.
Okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb here. Amy has offered to let us see what she's doing. So if you don't want to see that or you don't want to be disturbed, just turn the volume off on your computer because we're going to do that for a few minutes if you're still okay with that, Amy. I'm not sure when you sent that.
Sure.
And then that might give you, if you're a visual learner, you might be able to kind of grasp onto it a little bit. Can you share? Able to share?
Yeah, let me in a minute. Screen number 2. Okay. So you should be able to see my big thing. That's Canva. I was going to try and open my report in Canva, but I'll just do this for now. So the first thing I'll show you is under my content. This is where I created my content. And you just go to like English and duplicate and make a second copy. But by the way, if you ever, I already did this, and so I can never get the content that was all written for us back. I don't think, because I started doing it in English and then I was like, oh my God, what did I do? So then I copied it and started editing my own here. So if we go in here, everybody must be in it. The green thing means I wrote it. I've basically done most of it. I've hidden some things, or I hid planets because I can't figure out how they're used. And then if you click on each section, like I rewrote it in my words. You have to save this yourself, you guys. That is a lesson I learned.
Can I just clarify though, Amy, for this is the old way of doing it, correct?
This is where the short codes are.
Right.
So the languages are short codes. The other thing that I learned later is this is where you edit your automated email. Wait. Why is this empty? Okay. Oh no, the content, sorry. So this is where you edit when someone purchases your report. This is what they get regardless of the report. So there's only one of these. So it has to be generic, like thanks for buying the report, even if you have like 6 of them available. But that's the language, which is the short codes in your language. There's other things in there, like how you're labeling your forms, what you're saying for a relationship chart, like all of those things are in there also, but that's where the short codes live. And then in my reading reports, so now I have my brand kit up there. This is the new tool, but what I have done before is I have this report. It's called the Big 3 Summary. That's my $3 one. It's just meant for people who like are, shush, oh my God. It's meant for people who, it's really just a teaser. So this is my cover that I did. This is just an image from Canva that I put on. they don't want us doing this. It takes up too much space. So I've, for the new one, created separate, like just a banner, and I don't use a background anymore. But that is how that was done. I have like my disclaimer saying I'm not a doctor and stuff, and this is for funsies. And then I have a whole page on what is human design. So like the idea for this is you don't know what human design is. You came upon, got your free chart because you saw TikTok or something, and then you have no idea what you're getting into, but you paid $3 for this. So it's a little education. So I did a little bit about what is human design, a chart page, the summary, which is basically the same as the standard summary that comes, but I formatted it my way and did a little blurb about each. And then this is the old tool, you guys. It's somewhat similar, like this visible for all moved, and it's a little bit different, but so this page shows up for everybody. This is where I use a short code. So my $3 report is just short codes. They get one little paragraph. That's it. And I have energy type pages. Ignore these because they went into my more expensive report. But basically I have one of these short code pages for type, authority, and strategy. And then in my preview report, which is the 1111 report, I have all this same stuff. Only this time I have a page that's visible for all that describes what is energy and how do you use it in your life. And then this is the visible for, like, it looks a little different now, but this page pops up if you're a generator. And this one if you're a manifestor. And by the way, I love that they put those frames in because this is another background Canva thing I made because I wanted this look. And now I can actually do it in the tool, which is exciting. And so there's a page for each of those. Signature and not self. Signature and not self are just little short codes here. Those are not going to get built out for the purpose of this report because I still want it to just be a tease. How you use strategy, and then inform, wait to respond, a page each for those. How you use your authority, and then a page each for those, which I still think this is a lot of info for $11. And sometimes it makes me mad, but also I like selling things. And then this report also has the definition, and I guess I, for future, have different pages for definition. Man, I gave too much away in this report.
I was gonna say, I think you did too. This is incredible.
And then a short blurb about profile. So just to give you a teaser on what I think I'm going to call it deluxe. This is all up in the air. This is the thing I'm waiting to migrate over. But this is like all of the same stuff in the beginning, right? So I'll just skip down. Bear with me. Already. So page, oh my gosh, this is misaligned now for some reason. So these pages are, everything in here is all like manually done on the page. These are all text boxes, which is why it has to be migrated because it's not using short codes. You might see me scroll past a page like this. It's supposed to be hidden, but I wanted to steal this content for something else. Or like rework the page. So profile is each going to have its own page. Oh my God, I haven't done those yet either. I have a defined center and undefined center. Like this was the basic page. And then I have done defined crown, defined ajna, and then it goes through and has all the undefined ones, with a picture. This is overkill, you guys. Or it's just like, I'm hoping that people pay the $11 and then they're like, I still want to know more. And then they pay whatever I decide this is going to be. I still don't know what to charge for this, honestly. Okay, centers. And then I did this for gates. This is my template page because templates didn't work as easy in the last tool as they do in the new one. So I would copy this page and then I have my short code for gate 1. This is my graphic I uploaded. And then the light side of, when you're in your highest light of the gate, the shadow side of the gate, how this might apply to you at work and how it might apply to you in relationships, and then a little journal prompt. And I've done that for, I guess, not even half of these. And then what's in the end? I can't remember because I needed to put this away for a minute and take a break. Oh, then I did a variable page, generic, like this is what your arrow tells you. And then I'm working on, I kind of dumped this stuff in here with the short codes, but I don't know what this will look like in the future. And then I just have a simple page for incarnation cross because I want to do a whole separate report for that. But that's what my big one is. And then the new test, so you guys can see what to do in the new tool. So right now, and they may have fixed this or not, I'm not sure. There was a issue where if you go to, where's the graphic? There's a thing they have with maybe it was the cover and I've already deleted it. There was a body graph on this page. And if you click on it and you try to change the color, your brand kit doesn't show up in the color picker. But if it's in the document, it shows up in the color picker. So I made this. This is just to show you my brand kit has all of these colors. It has all of these colors, not because I'm ridiculous, but because I wanted my mandala to be in my colors and I had to make new colors for my thing to make them all match. So what I did was I added a text box and colored it for each color, because now I'm trying to, let me add a new page and let me use a template. If I click this and then I click this square, this is the toolbar where everything is to change it and edit it. Before, this only had document colors, which would be this tan, and if you are just starting, it will have no other colors there, but you could add your own, and I didn't want to manually add mine. So I made this cheater page. So now all of those colors appear in my picker. They are working on doing something to add your brand kit here. But this is how I'm getting through it since I have a billion colors to color things. So now I can click on this. Oh, they locked it. Hold on. If you missed what I just did, if you're not familiar with Canva, if you're familiar with Canva, this whole thing will be very easy for you. If you're not, the lock and unlock is how you put something there. And then if it's locked, you can select all, but that back thing still stays there. So I can click this and now I can pick my brand color and I can change all of these things to whatever is in my brand kit. And then they have these frames over here. So I used one of those. If you've never used one of these, it's where you put this and then you can take an image and plop in. You click on it to get it on your page and then you drag it to plop it in. So now this becomes a background and you can like make it transparent. and put your text behind it. There's like a lot you can do in here now. But so what I'm doing is I'm setting up all of those template pages in here. I've just copy pasted. Some of the text isn't working, but now I decided I'm just going to stop and wait for the migration for that big tool and then work on it. I'm going to use this layout, I think, as my gate, but I might not. And then I put my disclaimer on the back.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing all of
You're
that.
welcome.
If we're just going to take a little bit of time here for people to take the last few minutes to work if you'd like to. And if you have more questions for Amy, just pop them in the chat to her or get in the Facebook group. Amy's in there as well. I hope I'm not overstepping asking you, but to be in there. People are saying, where can we connect with you? There's a couple of people here. So where would you like them to
I'm happy to answer questions because that's why 3/5s live on this earth, to like figure it out and then tell other people so they don't waste all their time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Angela, yeah. So don't be overwhelmed. It doesn't have to be that intense. It doesn't have to be that much content to start with, right? So you can start with the templates, like Sylvana showed us in the beginning. You can start with the templates and you can rewrite anything that you want to rewrite or use it as is, whatever suits you and your brand. You can start there by making it easy for yourself. You don't have to go and create all of the things in the beginning. Does that make sense? I can't even see who was asking. Yeah, the templates have the info. Yeah. That give you a place to start. Stacy.
Hi.
Hi.
So can we copy and paste our own verbiage?
Yeah.
We can. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was a little bit confused when they were saying we can't use Canva for some things, but then Amy was using Canva.
So my first report was Canva. Here, my first report was Canva, and all of my content, I have like a Google Doc for every gate, for every channel, for everything, where I have my own content that I've been working on for what is now years. And then you basically, like, the quick start guide would be, you go in here, start a new report, pick a template, and then wherever your content lives, you're copying and pasting that in there onto the page, and then creating your page how you want. You change the fonts and the colors.
Okay.
But use a template as a base starting. So you don't, I mean, I'm cuckoo and want to start from blank pages to design them, but you just have your content handy.
The fonts, is it only what they allow, or are we able to add different fonts?
They're going to
Right
be
now
working
it's
on
what
other,
they have.
yeah, they're going to be working on other fonts, but there, I think Sylvana, didn't she say there were 180 fonts or something? I think that's what she said, but there's other ones coming.
And I have one more question, sorry. The short codes, is that like the birth form, full name? We just click on it and it puts it in there? Like how does the short
You want
code?
me to share my screen again and show that?
That would be helpful.
I should have waited for questions to unshare. So in the short codes, so this is all of this HD traditional chart. This is basically the short codes. Then you can change some things for relationship charts. The form, this is where you say, like, if you, I don't know how translation with other languages works, quite frankly. So I'm making up an example for me. Like if I decided I wanted to do this in French and I wanted to change this to janvier, I can just edit this and type my new thing here. And then now on my form, if someone looks in the drop down, it's going to say that. So this is where you can just modify basically all of save, because I don't want to save that by accident. This is where you can modify all of those things, like if you want to say day of the month or something, or change it and make it more specific, you can do that. Place of birth could be like city of birth, to be less confusing, but you can change things like that. The charts results page is when someone goes to my website and they get their chart and then it pops up. This is for all of that, like what that will have. And you can link to other things, can have, you know, this is where they download the PDF. I could change it to be like, get your PDF here, you know. I don't know, report widget. I haven't touched these yet. Just the automated. Did that answer your question?
It does. And somebody asked that, is this the old version or the new version?
So my understanding, because this is just in here, is that this exists in the new version. It's just the new version is intended to be here and just create a new report. Oh, I have to do.
But we still use part of the old version stuff.
That's my understanding. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Because they still had me editing things in my short codes.
Okay, so we have to have kind of a little bit of a background with the...
When you're creating your new report, though, this is where you choose your language. So I have to remember to always choose my language so it pulls my content, like the stuff I've custom wrote. If you are just starting and you just want to get going and you just want to use the stuff that comes with the tool, you just leave it on English. And then that already is all written in there. Okay. You don't have to modify it. You probably, like, you may wish to, so that, you know, your people hear your voice, but
so what I'm going to suggest, Stacy, because our time is almost up here, is have you watched the video? I think it's 16 minutes where Silvana takes you through from start to finish. Can I just get you to unshare your screen, Amy, for a second? Sorry, it's just hard to not see eyeballs or anything. Oh, thank you. Claudia, and I will answer your, or we will answer your question before we finish. But yes, Stacy, if you go, have you done that video yet? The 16-minute, I think it's 16.
I believe I did, but I think I have to go back and watch it now that I kind of looked at this and had some explanation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And then like I have it open and I watch it and then I do the thing in my system, and yeah, because it will walk you through. The video, Maya, is in, it's everywhere. It's on the YouTube channel, the Bodygraph Chart YouTube channel. It's in the Facebook group pinned at the top, so you can go through it there. And I love doing it by video because then I can just keep pausing it and going back to it. Okay, Claudia, your question before we finish up.
It wasn't a question, but I heard that some people want to translate, or also you want to change the shortcodes. So easy way, it will be, I don't know if you saw on the corner it says translate via Excel. So you can export the Excel and you can change it, everything on the Excel, and then import it, and that's it. I use it a lot because my reports are in Spanish, so I have to translate everything. So that was an easier way, because you can highlight everything just with a click and you translate it, and then you change some words because of the translation. And you can use other languages or your own language. I mean, if you speak English and it's in English, you can change it easily on Word, on Excel, and then you just import it. And now you're gonna have everything, your shortcuts.
I think you guys are amazing that do this in other languages. Oh my gosh, I have a hard enough time doing it in English.
It's
Oh,
like doing triple work.
yeah, it
But
must be.
yes.
Oh my gosh, rock star, rock star. Okay. So, I would love, I guess we'll continue the conversation in the Facebook group, and I would love to encourage you to get in there and play around yourself. Even if you're not a 3-5, get in there and play around yourself. And if you have questions, pop them in the Bodygraph chart group, because there are enough people here who are using the system on a regular basis, and tech will be in there to help us as we tech, whatever they are, the gods in the Bodygraph world will be there to help us, Bodygraph chart world, with when we get stuck on something. So, but it really is, if you're used to working with certain systems online, it's going to be really familiar to you once you get in there and start playing around. So have at it. And then on Thursday, we'll meet again and we'll actually be creating. So it'll be a co-working space, probably not as much going through stuff as this time. We'll just get right down to work. Hopefully we'll have music and get going. And I will pop those affirmations or statements into the Facebook group for us and upload the replay later today, okay? Okay, and great. Everyone's connecting in the chat. So, if you want to do that, I'll just hang out for a second before we close it out. And other than that, I thank you for being here. Thank you, Amy, for showing us through all of that stuff that you have built out in your system. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Have a good rest of the day, everybody.